There, I am Dory Joe Stoll with Prairie Scraps, and we're here on YouTube for our 20th day of 30 days of Christmas gifts, homemade Christmas gifts, actually. And if you didn't see day 19, you should go back and watch day 19. Maybe I did these a little out of order because day 19, I use a tea towel. And today we are going to quickly make a tea towel so that you could see how easy peasy it is to make your own tea towels, personalize them. We have so many options of transfers to use. You can use any of our transfers that we normally use for chalking with our ink to do fabrics. So you could do t-shirts, you could do whatever. So today we are going to do a tea towel. This is one that I ordered online. We also have them available in Chalk Couture, but if you want this link, just go ahead and text me tea towel and I will get that link out to you where I got this from. So that, and I don't even do the Amazon thing anymore, like a membership. But and we are gonna do a Christmas towel today because it's Christmas, it's homemade Christmas. So, and it would be so cool because you could actually get tea towels. You could just give the tea towel as a gift by itself. You wouldn't have to pair anything with it. You could just put a ribbon around it. You could put a little cookie cutter or a spatula or a spatula. So this is the transfer we're going to use today. We have a couple different Christmas ones. I love this size for tea towels, oven mitts, all the things. But this one, I'm going to use the have a cup of cheer down here. And this is called, this is what the transfer is called. Have a cup of cheer. So it's also got the sweater, which I love because it looks like a Nordic sweater. And it says warm winter wishes, let it snow. It's got the snowflake, the snowman, and the globe, which the globe is very adorable. All right, so we are just going to use this one, but I'm going to go ahead and get them separated. There are cut lines on the transfers. So all you have to do is cut the line. That's all, right? That's the question. Can I do it? Usually once you get in there, you can kind of get going. I'm not great at it. It goes better if you're actually in the, I don't know, lately I've been kind of sticking. So I'm just going to cut this one out and I'll leave the rest. You can also cut the backing with it and have these in individual pieces. Like if you were having some friends over and doing a whole bunch of tea towels at the same time. I think any of these would look great as a tea towel, but I kind of like to stick with the ones that are kind of for the kitchen because I think they look cute. So we're going to give it a try, and I'm eyeballing it / I always check the center of the transfer by putting it back, not on the sticky sides, but on the unsticky side. And I also did find, this is on one of our ink mats. It's sticky, and so your towel stays in place. It is 100% cotton, and I like this because it's got the little tab to hang it with. So I try to make sure that's on the opposite side of what I'm doing for inking, because I want, when it hangs, I want it to be able to show this. So no fuzzing necessary for this particular project. We could just go ahead and put it down. And this we could take our time on. So I'm going to be actually using 4 different colors for this project today. I've got gray for the cup. I've got pesto for the greens, the holly greens. And then we've got bark for the chocolate, because I'm going to make it, it looks like there's a marshmallow in there. And then the candy cane and the berries will be candy apple red. Speaking of red and ink, this month only in December, our color of the month is actually a darker, deeper color of red. So don't miss out because I think those are going to sell out quick. So let's see. Let's go ahead and start with the chocolate part. We could just take our time. I'm going to use my little tool here, like a paintbrush kind of, and just take up my bark. Doesn't that look like chocolate? Kind of looks like it. I'm just going to take my bark and I'm going to do this center part really carefully. You could tape it off if you wanted, but the cool thing is unlike chalking, you do not have to worry about it drying up in the transfer and coming off. It will stay there. So my hardest part is going to be staying in the lines. I'm not great at it. So Bear with me. But I'm here to show you that even if you're not great at painting or staining the lines, which I am definitely not, you too can do this. So I'm just going to trying to take my time. I'm not very good at trying to take my time, though. I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of always in a hurry. So if you haven't already done it, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you subscribe and hit that notifications button so you know when I go live. This is on the members part to begin with. And so like if you're a member, you get to see what I'm making ahead of time because I try to get it made up ahead of time. In this particular case, I am leaving town this next weekend. So I'm working hard for a living this week. Okay. And I think this whole entire cup I'm going to do, oops, I just smeared in brown. And I'm actually going to just take a wet wipe and try to get that off mostly because I think once I go over, you could see that. I don't know if you could see that, but I got a little brown in there in the wrong area. But when I go over it with gray, I think we'll be able to cover it up. So I'm just putting this down. I keep seeing little spots that look like maybe I have not gotten all the bubbles out. You want to make all the bubbles out, otherwise it does sneak under your transfer. So this one, I'm going to try the smaller one. This one has like a smaller tip on it. It's also got a pokey end on this end. That pokey end kind of comes in handy when you have to scratch things off of like glass or smoother surfaces. It won't come off. Our ink is permanent, but it is non-toxic, so you don't have to worry about this outside. I don't have to try to be inside of it. Oh, and this is right here. Oh, the outside here, I was like trying to stay in the lines on the outside of it, and I didn't need to. Now I need to. So it's non-toxic. It's permanent. If you catch it when it's still a little bit wet, it will mostly come off. It's not always perfect, so try not to do that. You know, it's hard. I know. So anyway, I'm just going to try to take off the extra here. I got it in there. I think I got it in there anyway. There we go. Put it back in. We'll use that later. And we'll wipe this off. You could do any of our transfers this way. You can even just do regular, it doesn't have to be a Christmas towel at all, and give it as a gift for Christmas too. I mean, I think tea towels are a classic gift. All right, I am going to do the gray just because. Ooh, my gray is a little bit on the dry side. If your inks get dry, you can also add water to them and they will perk up. But I've also found that the grays are usually pretty fine. Not the grays, but the ink is pretty fine on the dry side. As long as it's moving, it works. It doesn't affect the integrity whatsoever. Now I could stop using this and use a squeegee, which is a little bit easier to spread it out on the rest of the cup here. And I do want to make sure these letters are down. We do not want no leaking here. Oops. Of course, it's another thing to get it picked up. Just put a bunch on. There, take that. I was trying to think of what color. I was thinking I would do the red, do the cup red, but there's red stripes and the red candy canes. So I decided not to do everything. That I figured between the candy cane and the mug, it might be a little bit much in red, but you could do it. You could try it. We'll see how this turns out. You could decide not to like it. I totally get it. If you disagree with my color choices. Kind of looked at a purple, but I didn't think that looked good with red. So there was that. All right. And be careful with where you put your ink stuff. And always, always, always keep washing your fingers off as you go, because you don't want to get ink on your own clothes because it will stay. So I'm just wiping everything down here. And then we're going to go ahead with the red and use that on the candy cane. And then there's a couple of berries here. And I think I hit them up with some of the berries of green already. So we're going to just go over the top and hope for the best. I love inks because they can be very quick and easy project. And I'm going to get in here. And I still want to stay in the lines. I still want to stay away from spreading it. But it's okay if it kind of, spreads into its own thing. I see a little piece of red over here, so I'm going to try to get it up so it doesn't go. Sometimes the little dry pieces kind of shake out when you open up the jar. You got to be careful because if you smear it, it'll be permanent. So to make this absolutely permanent, we want to heat set it. So what I'll do is I'll let this dry for 24 hours and then I'll come in and go ahead and give it an iron. This would also make a great gift. I don't know if you remember, one of the other days I made an apron too. So this would be great with that apron because that was actually red too. So this could match with it. You could give an apron, tea towel, and this cutie patootie, right? All right, I think maybe we've got it here. All right. Shut that up. Make sure I don't have any little pieces. Oftentimes, if you hear me blowing, it's because I'm blowing the little crunchy pieces off so it doesn't turn into like a stain. All right. I'm going to check my fingers before we go through this and peel to reveal. See how we did. You could also pick up tea towels, at any of the stores. Oh, it's so cute, actually. I think I like it. I think I like it. The candy cane definitely makes the whole project for sure. So that is so cute. Let me peel that off. You do want to have something underneath it. You could use a piece of cardboard. The reason is it does go through. See how it went through? So you want to be careful. You want to let this dry for 24 hours. I'll come back with a piece of parchment paper and I will press it for 3 to 4 minutes. I'm just going to fold this up so it looks like a tea towel. And you can also use it if you decide to make the project from yesterday. Isn't that the cutest? But I do think that little stripe is so cute. Isn't it? That goes perfectly. I'm so excited. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure you go check out the other ones. And if you're able to be a subscriber and help out the channel, that helps me bring more information and more ideas to you. So crafting ideas. So I appreciate it. Under 15 minutes, you can make a tea towel. And I tell you what, once you get started, you can make a whole bunch of them. So thanks so much for joining me. And I hope you have a very blessed evening and keep on crafting.